Soul, vi now Fredershay, The Sims. When last we left off, Geraint continued to work on his farming, and has managed to reconnect with one of his sons, Samuel Smith. And while doing so, he also got a better television, and has been getting used to his new daily routine. It's rather different to what he's used to, but he's getting the hang of it slowly. He certainly didn't eat as many burgers as he's doing now back when he was working, but he's quite enjoying the burgers. I just wish that he could eat more than one of them at a time. Whenever we're done with our daily routine, we're going to be able to harvest all of the things here. And that rabbit is certainly looking for some carrots, and you won't find any carrots there. We definitely need to eat a lot more of these, that's for sure. Because you're very hungry, and you're just going to dump that on the floor. We're definitely going to have to take care of that eventually. Because that is not full yet, and there are 2 piles of rubbish. Have you destroyed any of this? You have not, because there are no carrots. And that's good. Alright, time to grab another plate, and I think that will probably be enough. Or we could have you just grab one more, and then take care of all of this rubbish. That seems like a good idea. We'll deal with the rubbish later, though. We need you to use that, and then have a bath, and then have some fun. Because fun is something that you haven't had any of yet. There we go. You may have left a small puddle of water by the bath, but that's okay. And we're experiencing once again the problem with not being able to do things very efficiently. Because we're having fun, not that quickly, we're spending a lot of time doing it. Which means that things like taking care of all this rubbish are going to take quite a while. But now we can finally harvest all of this, and not that, unfortunately. That was ruined. The carrots were a terrible idea. We also have some bills to take care of. That's not a good thing, Geraint. You really don't have the ability to deal with those bills right now. Well, you have the ability to deal with these ones, but in the long run, you're going to run out of money. We're really going to have to find a way for you to earn money really quickly. Either that, or you're going to have to go and get a job. For a short while, anyway. Aha! The basket is ready to collect my produce. And no, before you ask, the basket is always there. You really need a high skill set to be able to be unemployed and still earn a lot of money. You'll notice as well that that's still there, which is good for tomatoes, because you don't need a lot of effort when doing stuff with tomatoes. The lettuce, on the other hand, I imagine we're going to have to plant again, and we don't need to weed these because we harvested them. I imagine we just pull the weeds out while we're doing so. There we go. We have to replant the lettuce, but we don't need to replant the tomatoes. And I have to say this was quite successful. We also don't need to replant them either. So we'll just replant those lettuce, and then we have a little bit of time where we can do other things. Like earn some money. We really need to earn some money. We need to get better at mechanical to do that, though. Hello, rabbit. There's nothing for you here. We're just going to keep doing what we do. Slowly earning tiny amounts of money and ignoring the bills. Okay, we can't ignore the bills forever. Eventually we're going to have to take care of them. And we'll need to water all of these. There we go. You are very tired, I know. But you need to make some gnomes. I'm not in the mood to work. Fair enough. What you're going to do instead is deal with these, because you are in the mood to take care of bills. Also, you have to say hello to your other son. Ah, Dave! Hello! You look vaguely familiar. It's your father, Geraint. Name sort of rings a bell. Hello? Hello! Nice to see you. I'm literally just saying hi right now, because, I just saw you walking by, and what are you even doing here? Oh, I'm just taking a small walk before I go to bed. Let's talk about sport. Do you like sport? I moderately like sport. And by that I mean I don't like sport at all. Oh, I really don't particularly like what you're talking about either. Oh. But what about sport? I like sport. Don't you like parties? I like that aspect of sport, I don't like that aspect of sport. I don't think they're going to get on that well. That's okay though, we're just going to say hello and goodbye here. Also, the bills aren't very expensive, only 206 simoleons. Maybe Geraint will be okay after all. And that's the phone. We really need to answer that. Ignore the bills! Answer the phone! That might be money! Geraint just rushing over going, is it my personal assistant? Oh, it's not my personal assistant. I had to let the personal assistant go when I left my job. The number 3 is very important in your life right now. We'll never know why, but what we have to do right now is pay the bills. And then, I know you're very, very tired. We're just going to take care of a few things, like money, and that, and this, and then you're going to go to bed. Hopefully you'll actually make it to the bed. No, you won't. You will not make it to the bed. What we should probably do actually is store the crops in the pantry, so that next time that we decide to eat something, we can actually use those crops. We can have breakfast now, and serve breakfast, which is really good. It'll certainly be a lot better than using that grill. We might want a food processor. This might be a really good idea. In fact, it's definitely going to be a good idea. Let's get a food processor. We'll just want to put this over here. That's money well spent, because it will certainly help with hunger when we're having breakfast. Rest well, for soon you will be getting up and eating the fruits of your labour by having breakfast. And it's going to be quite tasty. What will you have? You'll have that. And you'll put that in the food processor, and you're actually going to cook it. It's going to be very nice indeed. Hopefully that will be sufficiently tasty. And already that is much better than what you were eating before. Time for you to use that, and then use the bath, and then have some fun. Already, that's far better. And guess what? We can harvest more stuff now. This is the joy of farming, that once you actually get it going, it's a really good source of food. And once we put stuff in here, we don't need to pay for that food either. And so any money that we bring in will all be positive amounts of money. They won't be offset by any buying of food or any other items. And so we can just start eating for free. And not badly either. We may have to have a second meal later in the day, but already we've saved a lot of time and a lot of energy because we don't need to grill any food on this grill or order pizza. We can just have one meal from the pantry, and with that we can deal with the majority of our hunger. And that's marvellous. We still haven't dealt with the minor problem of money. That's slowly going to run out, and those cockroaches there are just swarming all over that, which is not great. Maybe we want to hire the maid? Unfortunately, we don't really have the money to be able to afford the maid. So you're just going to watch some television right now, and maybe you could deal with social in a bit. Actually, everybody that you know that could help you with that is at work. So, time to water everything. There we go. We really need to deal with all of that rubbish as well at the front of the house. There we go. Are you going to, you're going to water that, which is good. Automatically you thought, I need to go and water this. And that, and that. We're going to harvest this and harvest that, and get even more produce. And we also need to, answer the phone. Answer the phone! It could be money! Run, Geraint, run! What is it with this house and the phone? It's just always ringing. Maybe he's just really popular. Who can say?
Geraint.
Is it going to be money this time? The answer is no. The drop-off has been made. You've been warned. We'll never know what that means. We need to recycle all of this. Absolutely all of it. It's going to take a lot of time, but we have the time to do so. There we go. This will help deal with room quite a bit. And somebody has popped around to say hello. We're going to ignore you, because we have things we need to do. We'll deal with social later. And there are quite a few squares with cockroaches on them. We're going to need to take care of these now. Anything else we can do here? We could water these, and that's about it. We have a little bit of time, though, where we can work on our mechanical and on our money, because we need some money. There we go. Time to make some gnomes, Geraint. There is no way that you can fail at this. Geraint probably wouldn't be impressed with that pun at all. I think you're done with making gnomes. Yes, your needs are rather low, so you're going to use that, and then I think having dinner might be... storing crops and then having dinner might be a good idea. There we go. Excellent. A nice, hearty dinner to help with hunger. Brilliant. And now that it is 8 o'clock, you're actually going to use that now. Maybe the burgers can't be put in the sink, the plates for them. Maybe they're paper plates. That would actually make sense, and then you just throw them away. Learn something every day. And we could call Smith or Smith. Let's call Samuel and have him come round for a tiny bit, just to say hello. And his favourite soap opera apparently is about to end. It must be a radio soap opera because he doesn't have a television. Should be coming over in about a minute. Is he here? There he is. He's brought flowers with him. That's nice. Time to say hello. Hello? You brought those for me. I thought they would do well in your house. Thank you. I'll put them on my table right now. There we go. And then we will be talked to, which is fine. We want to move them over there. Much better. And Samuel will come in and have a nice conversation. Now that we have farming going, it's safe to say that it's quite a success. We shouldn't run out of food anymore. And that is a sizable investment in time that's paid off in a sizable investment in not spending money. And they found something that they can talk about, which is good. We need to keep talking until your social is a lot higher. There we go. Or until your energy entirely runs out, because we need you to say goodbye right now. Otherwise, you're just going to collapse. And that would be rather bad. He just collapsed, didn't he? And Samuel just went, I guess I'll go now. And go he did. Time for you to sleep, Geraint. It's been a long day for you. A very long day. And there are no more bills. Which is good. Gonna keep an eye on this phone, just in case. You never know with this phone what's gonna happen. And is it time to get up now? It's time to get up now. Excellent. Time for you to have some breakfast. And use this, use that, use this, and then deal with your daily routine of harvesting things, because look at all that we're growing here. Do you know what? We might just have beans and tomatoes, because they seem to be doing much better than my lettuces. We can just keep harvesting them constantly. There we go. Just eat that. A very good meal indeed. Look at how much that filled up hunger. Marvellous. You'll do that, and then take care of hygiene, and then you're going to take care of fun. And you really need to go and take care of social at some point. We could always have you talk to Dave later on. He's home at 5 o'clock. Water those plants, and then harvest everything. There we go, we'll just have you take care of all that, and then when you get over to these, we're actually going to have you harvest that, and that, and that. There we go, harvest all of this. It really doesn't do your energy any favours when you do that, though. There we go, you'll weed and then water, and that is all sorted. We have plenty of time with which we can work on making more gnomes. Excellent. This doesn't do our energy any favours, though. We have gained another point of mechanical, though. Excellent. A second gnome has been made. And this gnome will be worth a bit more. 6 whole simoleons. At this rate, we're only going to go bankrupt in 6 days. And I think you're pretty much done. You are very hungry, and also you need to deal with social. We can take care of social, though. We can take care of social by calling over Samuel again. maybe he'll bring some food. That would actually be quite good. But for now, just call your son and see if he'd like to say hi. You haven't really talked to him for a long time. And so, this household is not doing too badly. Apart from the fact that it's very likely that, he doesn't have the mechanical to support being, without a job. He's likely at some point going to have to get a job. Only for a while, anyway. Let's, invite Samuel over. Having a job has the downside that he won't have as much time to take care of his, crops as he would like. But we may be able to do something like hire a cleaner to help take care of everything else. And you betcha, by golly gee whiz, he's been hankering to see his father. He'll be around in about half an hour. Time to take care of bladder and also flush that toilet, because that toilet has not been flushed yet. And I'm very worried about what will happen now. This could end badly. It ended badly. We'll take care of that later. I was sort of expecting that to happen. Ah, you brought over chocolates. Excellent. We will eat those forever. Or at least until they go bad. Nice to know that Samuel will bring things over. Okay. You know he's over there. Excellent. You just put those down over here, and then be cheered up. Hopefully that will work. Because he's not particularly happy right now. Samuel will have a few nice things to say. Are you a little bit sad, Father? I am a little bit sad. Things are a lot more difficult than I thought they would be. You'll be all right. I'm sure of it. And that definitely helped. Let's have a conversation. We could talk about magic. It's not a great idea to do so right now, but we will talk. There we go. And this is just another way that you can play the game. You can make a sim who decides not to go to work and just plants things and makes produce. You can sell this produce if you want to. I'm not really interested in selling the produce at the moment, but we could make a fair amount of money doing so. In fact, I will show off what happens when you do decide to sell some produce. We'll be showing that off tomorrow. Right now, however, I think, yeah, it's a little bit late. It's very late indeed. You're just going to go and get some sleep. It's a sound idea, and your son just left. We really need to get some money in, and I'll show off what happens when you sell some produce. This is one way that we could make money. It is currently morning, and it is not time for you to do that. It's time for you to have some breakfast. And time for you to try and unclog the toilet. This is definitely something we need to do. This is time we don't want to spend doing that, but we're going to have to unclog the toilet. It's going to take a fair amount of time, but it was definitely worth it. Also, don't stomp them. That's really just not going to help. There we go. We'll take care of hygiene here. We'll also take care of fun. And then we'll go and sell this produce in the one place that we know that we can sell it. There we go. Just wait for fun to go up and turn off the television and call not a neighbour. That was a mistake. We're going to explore the old town. Excellent. And we could clean up all of this, but not right now. Room in here is really impressive. Do we have more things that we can harvest? The answer is yes, we do. We'll leave them there because we're going to need them to refill up the pantry. Because eventually the pantry will run out of things. Might as well go this way and wait for the shuttle to arrive. There we go. The game will save, but that's okay. We probably want to get rid of all of these newspapers at some point too. Will selling things be what we need to do to make money? Let's go and sell our things. It doesn't take long to get there, at all. Maybe every 3 days we'll just go and sell our produce. Maybe mechanical is entirely not what we need to work on. We could buy things here. Can we sell things here? It doesn't seem like we can sell things here. We could sell vegetables. There we go. That's what we want to do. We want to sell our vegetables. Will we get enough money to pay for our bills? We have about 200 simoleons worth of bills. We would like to sell everything that we have. Maybe we need to wait for somebody to come over here so that we can do that. Ah, we need to wait for you, Gardener Bob. Hello, Gardener Bob. That was not a lot of money, but we will take it. That is a small amount of money. Time to go home. Better than nothing, I suppose. Better than nothing. Eventually we will just get rid of the lettuces and just have the tomatoes and the beans. Seems like a good way of doing things. And we don't want to be greeted by you. We just want to head home pretty much immediately. It's slow, but eventually you can earn money by doing this. If you had enough things that you were growing, you could just earn tons of money and eventually make your own way. We might actually want to get rid of the gnome making table, because we're unlikely to be doing anything with it. But hey, we have a little bit more money, and that's always worth something. Speaking of things that are worth something, we're going to harvest all of this produce. Produce that we grew ourselves. Geraint is really proud of that. But what will become of Geraint? Will Geraint be able to make ends meet? Will he find a way to break the cycle of working at a job? Will he reconnect properly with both of his sons, and add himself back into the family that he spent so long ignoring? That is a story for another time, folks, because with the success of farming here and showing off that you can earn money without being in a job, I think this is the end of The Sims Let's Play. It's been a long, long journey, and Geraint is the end of this journey. I definitely will return to playing The Sims at some point, but not on this channel. I imagine at some point I will just play it occasionally and see where the three families that I have here can go, how far they can go in their various careers. I might see if I can get Danielle even higher up in Studio Town. I might try more magic spells. I might even try and get Dave and Yvette the odd promotion. There are so many countless things you can do in The Sims that I couldn't even begin to show all of them off if I had 100 more videos. You can go on dates downtown. There are other places you can go on holiday to. There was so much that was added in each expansion that every single thing added just so much more that you could do. So much that just enriched the experience. And while I've played a little bit of 3 and a little bit of 4, I have to say it's always the first Sims that I return to. The first Sims that I have the most fun with. I may not be the best at the game, but I enjoy it, and that's the important thing. And I've really enjoyed returning to The Sims now. It was great to re-experience what I played so much in my youth and see all the things that the game did right and see everything that the game did wrong. And there was a fair amount that the game did wrong. There are things that the later ones certainly improved upon, especially energy. Energy goes down extremely quickly in The Sims 1, and they did improve that in later games. I'd really put just more things to grow crops in, were I to definitely try my best to keep him from going broke. And I'd probably get rid of these plants here, because while they're good for room, they're just things that he waters that he really shouldn't be watering. But that's me getting sidetracked. The Sims was a game unlike any other when I started playing it, and it's something that to this day I really, really enjoy. And I'd encourage anybody that hasn't played The Sims to most certainly give it a try. You really should give The Sims a try and see what kind of family you'd make. See what they do and see what they could achieve, and his mood is so bad that he's only going to water things one at a time. That's fine, we can take care of that. There we go. It has a really good atmosphere to it. It's silly and whimsical, but it also has its very serious moments. And I know that there's one thing that I didn't show off, and that is death. And that is because no Sims died. Sims certainly can die, although you really have to put some effort in to have Sims die, or just have things go very bad for you at the very beginning. But it can happen. I'm very glad it didn't happen when I was playing, but it certainly can happen. If we wait about 5 or so more minutes, we can ring Dave, and that might be a good idea. But The Sims is a game that I'm really glad I returned to, and I really encourage anybody to give it a try. It's a little hard to get a hold of compared to the later versions, but if you can, I'd really encourage that you do so, because it's really fun. And as I said, there is so much more to this game that I haven't shown off, that you really should see. And we'll call Dave over and see if he'd like to come round. There is a high chance of no there. And so, I'm Kikoskia, this is The Sims, and that is Geraint Smith being refused by his son when he asks him to come over. And Geraint is rather sad about this. But that's okay. You can just ring him again and he's very likely to say yes. You look at me incredulously, Geraint. But it could happen. It could happen. And so, I'm Kikoskia. This was Let's Play The Sims. The stories of Samuel and Dave, of Geraint, Yvette, Jim, Roger and Dog are not yet over. But we won't be seeing them for a long time, if ever again. And I have to say, it's been quite a story, quite a journey, and it involved a lot of pizza, a lot of talking about parties, and quite a lot of Dog. Dog may be the thing that I will miss the most of this Let's Play, but we'll all remember the good times with Dog and the bad times with Dog. Oh wait, there were no bad times with Dog. Dog was just that awesome. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, for when we come back, a brand new Let's Play. And we all know which Let's Play that's going to be, for it will be the winner of the vote for the new Let's Play. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. Time for you to rest, Geraint. Dream of worlds where nobody knows of the Avatar. Or you could dream about Yeti Man. One or the other, eh? Dag dag.